Welcome to the Day Trader and Swing Trader Setups watch list, where we look at stocks that broke out on our intraday alerts at the premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. Intraday alerts create great day trading opportunities as well as carry forward for future days tradings on these breakout stocks. What we do is we review the live alerts that came out intraday on our website for our premium alert subscription holders. We'll keep up with 475 stocks there, and for the breakouts and the breakdowns, they're time stamped with the price, time of the alert, and the time of the post. And also sometimes, like UPS shown here, actually has been on the bull zone for about $7 from several days ago, and this morning it gapped down, and so when it came through the current bull zone breakout, it gave another great alert for an intraday trade setup. So we're reviewing those alerts from our watch list of 475 stocks, as well as scanning for 5 through 5,000 stocks at the end of the day for other alerts similar that came out on different stocks off of our watch list. By subscribing to our service, you're available to see these alerts as they come out early in the mornings or throughout the day. That gives you time to come in and review, see which stocks you might be interested in setting up a swing trade on. We even have these on a weekly alert, and weeklies are really for the long-term swing traders, a better setup on a weekly alert. And for multi-day trade swing traders, these daily breakouts. You also have time to go select some options if you're an option trader before the close of business, since the video comes out after hours. Now we're going to take a quick look at the watch list for the stocks that triggered today, then a quick 3-minute tutorial on support and resistance levels that are on our charts for the new viewers, and then we'll get right into the complete list, and we will go through chart by chart and give you a 10-second view of each chart so you can see what might or might not be at support and resistance levels on these alerts. Thanks for watching our video. Subscribe to our channel while you're here. Good evening. We had a kind of a flat day in the market today. Not a lot of breakouts, but we still had some, so pretty strong in a weak market. Had some outside appointments this afternoon, so just now getting this out a little late. We've got our only 14 on the daily for bulls, and our weeklies grown a little bit, and then just a couple of bears showed up. So we're going to do the weeklies first as usual. First, we've given you an opportunity to see all the stocks that's on the list here, and you can pause it and start looking yourself on your own. We'll do our 3-minute tutorial and be right back with the charts, and then a recap last 5 days at the end of the video. This is a mini tutorial on what the lines mean on my charts if you're a first-time viewer or been a while since you viewed. We're scanning on weekly and daily charts for my condition. When this green line is up, it's my bull zone, and when the red line is up, it's my bear zone. You need to be aware of support and resistance lines and what charts do at levels, and that's what these levels are for. Just quickly as I can do this, and we're going to put a video on YouTube getting more from your swing trading charts that'll be more detailed and look at more stocks, how they react to these lines. But the gist of what you see here is this is what I'm scanning for, and as you can see here, this showed up in the bear zone. It did go down for a few days, but these green lines are support, and that's why it fought for a few days, tried to bounce back up, headed back down again, came right back into the bull zone bear zone, excuse me, and continued on down. Now the lines, here's what they represent. A green line is a place that a stock went up to and rejected. So as this green line redrew itself every time we made highs right here, and then it stayed across here for reference points, continues the same line here for reference points. Resistance, when you get above it, becomes support. This green line was drawn way back in the history, and when this stock broke above this resistance level, when it came back down, it held it, it held it, it held it, it tested it and held it again and again. That was support. That's why I want you to be aware of what these lines mean. You'll see them on my charts. And then the activity that stocks do, sometimes they go, that's my first target, that's my second target. Many times stocks go target 1, pull back a little, target 2, then they may pull all the way back to 1 and go again if they're continuing an uptrend. In this case, it did the pull back. This blue line is a 50-period moving average. This orange line is a 200. So that's what I want you to be aware of as well. And then I have a pivot system that consists of this blue line at the top, yellow line at the bottom, and my target 1 and target 2. You'll see this particular day this stock gapped down, huge gap down, open way down here. The low on this stock was 169.68. I'm getting that right out of this box over here. And the value of that yellow line was 169.67. Within 1 cent, it held that line and bounced that day for a huge bounce. It's not a support level, but it's where I look for stocks to try to hold. It's where I look, if I'm short, say from here, this is where I'm looking to get out. I'm looking to move 2 levels, target 1, target 2, going up, target 1, target 2. The pink lines all represent places the stock has gone down to and bounced. This pink line is referencing this last pivot low. So as you're selling down into it, it may bounce again. If you get below it, then it becomes resistance. And that's all these lines mean. I just want you to know what they mean going forward. Thanks for watching the video. Let's get started. This is ALB. This stock closed down about $9 for the day, 904, and triggered our bear zone right here, but it was a huge gap down, way down here, and then bounced some. I'll show this to you on the daily if you can get a better idea. Big gap down, opened here, went all the way down to this low of 112.54, and came all the way back to a high of 118.75. A lot of range. This came in on some day trading stuff. This is a stock I do watch, but it was real spready at the time and never did make a trade on it. IPHI barely came into the bull zone. It's still trying to hold this old high. This green line's the support line. It did close above it after it tested it. This thing's been basing here for months, about 9 months here sideways. So this could be the hint of things to come. I'd let this weekly chart close since you got to deal with this support area and another one down here, and got a little support area here. A little faster pace here. ADI hit the weekly bull zone this week so far. It's up 335 over the breakout level on the weekly. This actually hit the daily breakout level yesterday, and probably the weekly at the same time. Anthem, just a little flat day today. It's been in a pretty good breakout on the daily, and it's in the weekly breakout as well. This could really, it's making highs, so it's hard to say how far something's going, but it's got a lot of strength that it has had for quite some time. Just continues on. Just be aware of earnings on something like that. This has been gapping the last few days. Stock gaps most of the time. anyway from day to day. A huge gap up yesterday and then a further gap today. Juno, everybody knows what's going on there. Actually had a pretty good range day today. Another pretty good day on this stock today. PANW is kind of breaking out on the daily as well. We are into my weekly pivot here. And at some old daily highs that it's contending with. It closed very near that old high today, a little bit above it. RCL's been consolidating for quite some time. So this could be the beginning of something. Alta looks pretty good so far on this weekly candle. Had this little inside week last week, and picking up some momentum now. This is more momentum than this was. If that makes any sense, even though by the end of the candle's close, we're back up above that. UNH, back up to Alta for a moment. I'll look at the daily. Gapped up yesterday, sold off, then back up today. That was all in this one candle we're looking at here. UNH had another nice day on this big breakout from 2 days ago on earnings. Another big day, and now it's hitting a weekly breakout. It hit the daily 3 days ago, 4 days ago actually. Wind, not all-time highs, but steady climbing on the weekly, and no recent highs in the way, and looking pretty nice on the breakout on the daily for some continuation here. That hit the daily yesterday. And Yandex, another nice day today. It hit our bullseye break back on January 2nd. Kind of consolidated, came back into the bull zone yesterday, and then had another nice continuation today. And now we're into the weekly bull zone. That's all the weeklies. Get on the dailies. While you're here, be sure to subscribe to our channel and follow us on Twitter or StockTwits at Daytrader Setups. And our website is daytradersetups.com and swingtradersetups.com. Don't forget, this video is being brought to you by our premium alerts at swingtradersetups.com. They're real-time alerts. They're posted on our website, and we're looking at our bull zone weekly and daily breakouts, and our bear zone weekly and daily breakouts that are in one category on the website. And there are other categories that are more aggressive for the more active trader as well. And by having a subscription to that service, you get all these alerts intraday as they happen, and one subscription gets you access to everything, as well as our chart system. If you would like to get it, I can set you up a couple of different ways to have the green and pink lines available for your charts as you review. Let's go forward. Got 6 moving into the bear zone today. ALB we looked at earlier on this big gap down. This may be some kind of sector thing here. Same sector here on FMC. Big gap down as well. And it's almost at a recent daily lower pivot, which is probably this line here. I'll give you what that low of that day was. 87.56. No, so 87.56. Today's low was probably a little bit lower than that. 87.10. So it did hold that last pivot low from many weeks ago. and that's a good sign. So there may be something to this particular stock holding here. This was also on our weekly a minute ago. We were testing this support area. We stayed recalculated. It's the reason the line is down, but this is still that support area. Pinned it, bounced off of it, and so it closed above it. And we'll see what it does from here. It's also got a weekly support area as well, I see. PCRX just continues on down. It kind of showed its face a couple of days ago, inside day, and then pushed on through the current bear zone, which the first bear zone was up here. So this is still progressing pretty well off that first alert from 3 days ago. TPX. This really looks good coming out of this base. I love one when they're in a long base, and this has been in a pretty long base, and I like the way it looks coming out of here. For more downside, you got the 50 period right here. I'm going to add this to my watch list for tomorrow. Not one I normally trade. I try to pick up on something in here. Stock tested the 50-day yesterday, went on through it today, and it first showed up on this candle, working its way into our bear zone. Did try to hold yesterday, and it's just been dozy and week after week after week for about 6 weeks, so he's coming down on the weekly pretty good too. Our bulls, we had 14. A stock that we had on here several days ago, and consolidated a few days, just trying to push back up again and pick up some momentum again. Kind of been in this long uptrend anyway. CRM, of course, it broke out down here, first sign on the bull zone, and been consolidating a few days with this market pulling back and so forth. It's not unusual to get the pause, and now it's trying to do a re-break up here. You know, it originally broke down here into the bull zone, and actually starting to look even stronger on the weekly as well. Kind of taking out this recent high back here on this one. Trying to move through them fairly fast. Be sure you look over here. You got your highlighted line with the price that it broke at. A lot of these just barely over the bull break. A couple of them are a little bit stronger. Pretty good consolidation here that it's trying to come out of, actually for about 5 weeks. At the 50 period here, actually closed slightly above it. It's got the 200 there too. Now this orange line's your 200, is actually closed below it. PANW is pretty good strength shown here today, and it's on a weekly as well. Big day on this stock. I saw this later in the day. Not nothing I normally watch. I just picked up on it off something. Big day, and pretty much opened and went straight up. I don't even see any drawdown on this daily candle. Not 1 cent. So they bought it at the open. Very, very strong. It is right under the 200 weekly. Very, very strong breakout here. It just took out all this consolidation. A lot of times one that big might give you a slight pullback or open and a sell-off and then a bounce. That might be worth watching for. This stock's been gaining some strength here for several days, but it finally broke out strong enough to show up on my bull zone alert. Could be the start of something new. particularly crazy about this chart. Nice long base here. Don't know much about this stock. It won't be fast moving, but it's been holding the weekly support line. Closed above it 3 weeks ago. The low of last week held it, and then we didn't even test last week's low on these last 2 days. So that's the same pink line you're seeing here. So it's good that it's holding this level, and it's trying to show signs of getting going now. It will not be a fast mover, I don't think. Lots of stuff trade around. This thing trades around, so I don't really have an opinion here at all. And when I think Marriott was strong today as well. This sector has been strong all year, and a gap up and just a continuation pattern. It may stay just as choppy continuing as it's been in the past, like all this stuff you see. It doesn't generally break out and run. Alright, that wraps up the charts. We're going to bring you in a little recap with the 5-day look where you can pick up those watch lists, and that'll wind us down. This is the daily bull. Remember, this is here to show you today, yesterday, day before, day before, day before. 4 days look back from today, and all of this week is all you see here. It does show you these indicators. You look on the weekend chart talk. Last weekend I put a video out talking about these lines and what they tell you. They tell you about the trend strength, which is this lower line off this dotted line. Looks at the lows, how well it's keeping its lows in a good upward movement. That's just coming in. That's what this green line will mean. And I'll get it on the stock. The green line you can see showed up here the day before the breakout on this particular one into the bull zone. So the lows every day since this day back here have been high enough to keep this what I call trend stability. It's not even the low of the days, it's just really staying real strong. This little yellow line is what's indicated right here to show you that the momentum continues. Sometimes you'll lose your green check mark, but you'll keep your yellow line, like this one. It's more of a choppiness, but it's still showing that it's holding some potential to keep rising. And I just show you that it's losing the bull zone level off the current recalculated level. So this thing does rise, but I tell you, if it's staying in that area, give you the yellow and the green indicators for more strength to help you guide you through your trades. And that's all I show this for, so you can see that and see the list of the stocks going back multiple days, and you can just pause it and get a good look at all these. That's what I'm trying to open them up for you. A lot of stocks was on yesterday's. You just pause the video, gives you a chance to see every stock on this list. That's all I'm doing. That's the reason I'm opening them up, so you can see them all, every symbol. And the further back in the week you go, you still see that you got the stock maintaining its bull zone level, maintaining its strength. These have lost their strength. Gives you the P&L. If you had stayed in it this long, the P&L at the high, like this one, be down to 45 cents, but it was up to a $5 profit from the trigger price on 5 days ago. Same thing on Humana. It's now at a $15 profit over that breakout price, and just goes on along and keeps you posted on where you'd be if you'd been in the stocks. Of course, as they lose momentum, you might want to be back out, depending on what the overall rest of the picture looks like. I'm just trying to give you a chance to stay up to date on how I feel the strength is being maintained in the move. Like QRVO here, it's got the low at a good spot. It didn't lose much today. It keeps trying to break out. It's real choppy, but it held a good low here. But it doesn't have the breakout of my yellow line holding strong, so it'll have to reappear again. Get you a look at the bears. I think you can see all these in one screen. Pause the screen. You can check out any stocks you want to from that list. It's everything we've featured in the last 5 days. Thanks for watching our videos. Subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Twitter. Follow us on StockTwits. daytradersetups.com.